Hello students, I am B. N. Murthy from Visakhapatnam. Uh, Today I want to prepare some videos for you because you are going to appear for the SSC public examinations in the next month. These videos are especially for those students who have completed their syllabus in the last year. This is just like a revision for them. I want to explain some difficult concepts in physics, difficult chapters, just like a recap. Okay. You all watch my videos and prepare well, and I will conduct some online examinations also. I will give you the information later, details later. Okay. Watch these videos and attempt online practice questions also. All the best. All the best. First chapter in physical science is heat. What is heat? Heat is a form of energy. Okay. There are so many energies around us, just like sound energy, light energy, mechanical energy. The same way, heat is also a form of energy. Okay. So, what are the units of heat? CGS units are calories and SI units are joules. We write like this: 100 CAL, 100 cal means 100 calories. In the same way, 100 J means 100 joules. Relation between these two units is 1 calorie equal to 4.186 joules. 1 calorie equal to 4.186 joules. Now let us see what hotness and coldness. When do you feel hotness and coldness? When you remove some objects from the fridge and you touch them, you will feel coldness. If you touch an iron rod, just touch them, you will feel hot. Okay? So this is hotness and coldness. Can you compare the hotness of two different bodies just by touching them? Not possible. To compare the hotness of two bodies, you need some physical quantity that is called as temperature. Temperature tells us the degree of hotness or coldness of the body. Okay? How hotness is this body when compared to the other? We can compare the hotness of the two bodies with the help of this physical quantity temperature. Now, what are the CGS units of temperature? It is Celsius, degrees Celsius. CGS units of temperature is degree Celsius and SI units is Kelvin. We write like this: 100 degrees C. 100 degrees C means 100 degrees Celsius. And Kelvin 100 K. 100 K means 100 Kelvins. Okay. Next. Now, what is the relation between these two? 0 degrees and Celsius scale and Kelvin scale. 0 degrees Celsius equal to 273 Kelvins. How we convert them? You just add 273 to the 0. In Celsius scale, the temperature is 0 units. To convert into Kelvin scale, you just add 0 to the 273. 0 plus 273 is 273. So it is 273 Kelvins. In the same way, let us say what is 100 degrees Celsius in Kelvin scale. 100 plus 273, that gives 373 K. So 100 degrees Celsius equal to 373 Kelvin. Conversely, let us convert temperature from Kelvin scale to Celsius scale. Let us see how we can do this. 373 Kelvin. To convert this temperature into Celsius scale, You subtract 273 from 373. That means 373 minus 273 is equal to 100. So it is 100 degrees Celsius. One more example, 300 K. 300 kelvins convert into 2 Celsius scale. Subtract 273 from 300. That is equal to 27 degrees Celsius. In this way, we can convert Kelvin scale into Celsius, Celsius scale into Kelvin scale. Next one is thermal contact. What is thermal contact? Here you can see there are two blocks A and B. Initially they are not close to each other, they are not touching each other. In the next figure you can see they are in contact with each other, like contact A. Okay? And one more thing is heat flow is also there. Two bodies are touching each other and heat flow is there. Then you can say that these two bodies are in thermal contact. Okay. Next, when two bodies are in thermal contact, what happens is heat transfer takes place from one body to another body. During this process, temperature of the one body goes on decreasing and temperature of the other body goes on increasing. Finally, what happens is the temperature of both the bodies becomes equal. At this stage, we say that these two bodies are in thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means when two bodies are in thermal contact with each other, heat transfer takes place, temperatures of both the bodies becomes equal. And this stage is called as thermal equilibrium. Here is an activity for you. Here a beaker is taken. In that 50% of the beaker is filled with water, and above the water oil is filled, coconut oil. Here both the bodies are in thermal contact with each other. How you can say? You see the observation here. Two thermometers are immersed in the two liquids as shown in the figure. These two thermometers are fixed to the lid. Lid covers the beaker. Here the temperature of the water is let it be 80 degrees Celsius and that of coconut oil is 30 degrees Celsius. Initially, first thermometer shows the reading 30 degrees Celsius and second thermometer shows the reading 80 degrees Celsius. Gradually what happens is the temperature reading of the second thermometer goes on decreasing and temperature reading in the first thermometer goes on increasing. What this indicates? Temperature of the water decreases and temperature of the oil increases. That means when two bodies are in thermal contact with each other, heat transfer takes place. During this process, one body loses heat energy, one body gains heat energy. Finally, what happens is both the bodies will attain same temperature. After some time, water and oil attains same temperature. They attain thermal equilibrium. Okay. This is an activity to show that heat transfer takes place from the body at high temperature to the body at low temperature. One more example is here. One more activity. The rate of rise of temperature is not same for all the substances. How you can prove this? Here an arrangement there. Take a beaker and two test tubes. Beaker is filled with hot water which is at 80 degrees Celsius and two test tubes are fixed to the retort stand and arranged like this. In one test tube oil is taken, in another test tube water is taken. The quantity of water and oil is same and these two test tubes are immersed into the hot water at a time. Now tell me, which substance absorbs heat energy quicker? For which substance, oil and water, the rate of rise of temperature will be the more? Can you say? In this experiment, what we can observe is the temperature of the rate of rise of temperature is more for oil, not for water. After some time, you will see the temperature of the oil will be more when compared to that of water. From this activity, what we can say is all substances do not have the same rate of rise of temperature. The absorption of heat energy depends on what factors? There are three factors. One is mass of the body or substance. Number two, temperature difference in the body. Temperature difference in the body. Number three, nature of the substance. Okay. Which beaker requires more amount of heat energy to raise the temperature of the water in the two bakers through 10 degrees Celsius? Here two bakers are given. In the first baker, water is filled. Its quantity is 40 grams. In the second baker, 80 grams of water is taken. Now what my requirement is, the temperature of both the liquids in the two bakers should rise through 10 degrees Celsius. How you can achieve this? How much heat energy you need to supply to each baker? Which beaker requires more amount of heat energy to raise the temperature to 10 degrees? It is very clear. Second beaker requires more amount of heat energy. Second beaker requires more amount of heat energy to raise the 80 grams of water through temperature difference 10 degrees Celsius. Okay. When the quantity is less, you need to supply less amount of heat energy to raise its temperature through 10 degrees Celsius. Therefore, what I can say is Q is directly proportional to the mass of the substance. One more question. Which beaker requires more amount of heat energy to raise the temperature of water in the two bakers as labeled? A diagram lo labels unnai. You can see. As mentioned here, two bakers are taken. Two bakers are filled with water. In each 80 grams of water is there. My requirement is the water in the first beaker should raise its temperature through 10 degrees Celsius. Temperature in the second beaker should rise through 80 degrees Celsius. To achieve this, to which beaker we need to supply more amount of heat energy? Can you say? It is very clear. If you want more amount of temperature difference, not lukewarm, if you want to boil the water, you need to supply more amount of heat energy. If you want only 10 degrees Celsius difference, you need to supply small amount of heat energy. So for this question, the answer is second beaker requires more amount of heat energy. Reason is the amount of heat absorbed is directly proportional to the temperature difference. Because here the temperature difference should be more for the beaker, for the liquid in the beaker 2. So we need to supply more amount of heat energy for beaker 2. Okay. From these two activities, what we can say is amount of heat absorbed by the substance is directly proportional to mass of the substance, and Q is directly proportional to the temperature difference. Q is directly proportional to M and Q is directly proportional to delta T. I can combine these two equations like this. Q is directly proportional to M delta T. That implies Q equal to S times M delta T. Here the S is specific heat of the substance. specific heat of the substance. Q equal to ms delta T. This is our final equation to find out how much amount of heat energy is absorbed by the substance. If you want to find this is the formula. Q equal to ms delta T. So heat energy absorbed or lost, Q equal to ms delta T. Now let us explain the terms in this equation. M stands for mass of the substance, S for specific heat of the body, delta T change in temperature in the substance. Okay. Here the second parameter, specific heat of the body. What does it tell? Specific heat. It is the amount of heat energy required to raise the temperature of 1 gram of substance through 1 degree Celsius. That means you take 1 gram of substance to raise its temperature through 1 degree, then how much amount of heat energy you need to supply? That amount of heat energy is called as the specific heat of that substance. Okay. Here the problem on heat absorbed or released. How much heat energy is required to raise the temperature from 30 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius of the water of mass 40 degrees Celsius, 40 grams of mass 40 grams. Here the mass of the water is given to be 40 grams and temperature change should be 30 degrees Celsius to 100 degrees Celsius. That means delta T equal to 70 degrees Celsius. Okay. Specific heat of the water is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. Here what are the units of specific heat? It is the calorie per gram degree centigrade. In CGS unit, it is calorie per gram degree centigrade. Here the specific heat of the water is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. If you know these three quantities, you can find how much amount of heat is absorbed by the water. Okay. The amount of heat energy absorbed by the water is mq equal to ms delta T. Then Q equal to 40 grams multiplied by 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade multiplied by 70 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 2800 calories, which is equal to 2800 calories. It can also be written like as 2.8 kilocalories. 2800 calories can be written as 2.8 kilocalories. Now what is the formula for specific heat? Q equal to ms delta T. From this, S equal to Q by m delta T. Q by m delta T. Here I want to find the units for specific heat. If you want to write the units for the specific heat, you just write the units for heat, that is calories. Units for heat is calories divided by unit for mass. Unit for mass is grams, and units for delta T, change in temperature, that is degree Celsius. The same way, if you replace the units for each physical quantity in the given equation for the specific heat, you can get the units of that. So units of specific heat is equal to 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade, which is equal to 4.2 times 10 cube joule per kg Kelvin. SI unit of specific heat is joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, joule per kg Kelvin. I think it is 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. One calorie per gram degree centigrade equal to, that is equal to 4200 joule per kg Kelvin. Okay, next. Here a list of specific heats of different substances. We know that already discussed, we have seen an experimental activity also. All substances do not have the same specific heat. Okay, here you can see for lead it is 0.31, for mercury it is 0.033. If you go for iron it is 0.115, and for kerosene it is 0.50. Ice, for ice is also it is 0.50. For water it is 1 calorie per gram degree centigrade. In this way, different substances will have different specific heats.